ARCHIELUXURY and welcome to the program. Today we're continuing the ARCHIELUXURY interview series, and before I get involved, I'm just going to, today's interview is with my good friend Louis Gascoigne. And Louis Gascoigne is a wonderful fan of the program. I love Louis to death. And excuse the croaky voice, I made a video about Telstra. Those mean, nasty fuckers. Mean, nasty fuckers. And I'm going to have a beautiful scotch because I've got a croaky voice. I'm in a bad mood. And, you know, I've been dealing with these Indian call centres. I mean, fuck me dead. And I just need a good scotch. And Glen Goyle. I love you, Glen Goyle. And I got another scotch in, which is really quite nice. And this here is the Ardmore. I haven't actually opened it yet because it's such a nice scotch. I'm savouring it for a special occasion. From Keith Murray and Eric Bostrom, big fans in the US. Enjoy in good health and keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I'll be enjoying that very soon. Just let me have a drink, please. Mmm. 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 Let's start the ARCHIELUXURY interviews. Okay, number one, what's your name and what do you do for a living? Louis Gascoigne, professional game programmer. When did you start collecting? I started collecting seriously around 2 years ago. What do you have in your collection, Louis? I currently have 8 watches, although I am picking up one tonight, so I guess 9. I'm going to be selling at least one. Okay, now let's have a look here. Number 4, what advice do you have for new watch lovers who want to start a collection? My advice is to watch the ARCHIELUXURY channel and listen to his advice, especially if you're on a budget, as Archie has lots of tips on how to get good pieces that are maybe one model out of production which may have some investment potential at worst will retain their value fairly well. Secondly, in terms of advice, I would avoid quartz pieces and anything with an out-of-house movement or a movement by a less respected brand. Fine choices include the Holy Trinity, PP, AP, VC, as well as Rolex. For resale, you should only be looking at Patek and Rolex for the most part. Otherwise, you're probably going to take a really nasty hit, especially if you're buying from an AD. Authorized dealer. A good budget choice to pick up from an AD is a manual wind moon watch, the Omega Speedmaster professional non-sapphire sandwich version. This is obtainable even by the punters, as Archie likes to say, and it has a lot of horological street cred. Omegas are built like tanks and will not break on you. Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso in steel is a great choice for an inexpensive dress watch. That is also one you can buy from an authorized dealer. For an actual investment piece, I'd recommend checking out the Patek 5565 Calatrava in steel. It's an engraved limited edition with only 300 made, I believe. At auction they sell for 42 to 45,000, which is in the same range I paid for my Patek 5146. However, obviously as an investment, the 5565 is far superior as there are only 300 made and they're not making any more. Personally, I'd rather have the annual calendar, but it depends what you're looking for. Number 5, are you a flipper? I don't flip watches, I research what I'm going to get and then buy it and enjoy. Okay, and my good friend Louis there, he's got a great collection. And anyhow, do I buy from ADs? I do all the time. Here's the thing. These are expensive things to buy and care for. Either you have the money or you don't. Personally, I like the peace of mind from buying from an AD, getting a brand new piece which hasn't even been touched. I like the VIP events and such I get invited to. Most recently, a beautiful setup Rolex had at the America's Cup. Now we're asking the next question is, what's your holy grail? If I had unlimited funds, it'd either be a Patek Perpetual Calendar Chronograph or a Patek Minute Repeater. To be honest with you, I'd probably enjoy the Minute Repeater more. Next question there. Question 8, what's the best horological investment you've made? None of my pieces are really investment pieces, so I'd have to say they're all shit investments. My Rolex 16710 Coke GMT that I picked up used is probably the best, as it's likely to be have the least appreciation, although they were mass produced, so there's lots of them out there. The main difference is how you care for them, whether you get the dial replaced with a service dial, etc. Question 9 here. What's the worst horological mistake? The crappiest piece is the first kind of OK watch I bought for myself 10 years ago. A Quartz Omega Seamaster that I bought in Vegas. Oddly, I still use this watch quite a bit because it keeps time perfectly and I can bang it around. It's all covered in scratches and scrapes, and frankly I don't care. It's good for wearing to seedy places where you stand a fair chance of getting mugged. Fuck! Okay, number 10. Question 10. Are you a fan of the ARCHIELUXURY channel? I'm a huge fan of ARCHIELUXURY. If you compared the ARCHIELUXURY to a sporting event, it would be bigger than Rugby World Cup, Football World Cup, American Super Bowl, and the Monaco Grand Prix combined. Archie is truly a renaissance man for modern times. Archie can make you hungry when you're full and full when you're hungry. There we go. Thank you so much. I'm ARCHIELUXURY, and thank you, Louis. See you later, fuckers!